Ever found yourself wondering what metadata is? Well, you're not alone. It's a term that's tossed around quite a bit these days, often leaving many of us scratching our heads. So let's break it down. Think of a library, a place filled to the brim with books. Now imagine trying to find a particular book without any information about it. Sounds like a nightmare, right? This is where metadata comes into play. Just like the information on a library card that tells you the title, author, year of publication, subject, and location of a book, metadata provides similar details, but in the digital realm. But here's the kicker. Metadata is data about data. It's the information that describes other data. It's the creation date of a computer file, its size, the last time it was modified, and so much more. It's the digital equivalent of that library card, providing crucial details that help us make sense of the data we're dealing with. In simpler terms, if data is the lifeblood of our digital world, metadata is the DNA. It carries the essential information that helps us understand what the data is, where it came from, and how it's structured. So in essence, metadata is the behind-the-scenes information that helps us organize and understand our data. Now that we know what metadata is, you might be asking, why is it so important? Well, think of metadata as the secret sauce that gives data its true flavor. In the realm of data management, metadata is the key to data retrieval, understanding, and use. It's like the librarian of the digital world, guiding us to the right book on the correct shelf. It aids us in understanding the context and the source of the data, making data interpretation more accurate and reliable. Now let's zoom out a bit. Imagine you're a search engine like Google. How do you understand what's on a web page? That's right, metadata. It's the invisible guide that helps search engines understand the content structure and purpose of a web page. This, in turn, aids in delivering more accurate search results and a better user experience. But the power of metadata doesn't stop there. In the field of law enforcement and forensics, metadata from digital devices can provide crucial evidence. It's like a digital fingerprint, leaving behind traces that can help investigators unravel mysteries. So you see, metadata is not just a bunch of tags or labels. It's a powerful tool that makes sense of the vast, complex world of data. It's a compass guiding us through the digital wilderness, a translator breaking down the language of data, and a detective unveiling hidden digital truths. In a nutshell, metadata is indispensable in our data-driven world, helping us navigate the vast ocean of information. With the importance of metadata established, it's time to look at some standards. Metadata standards are the shared rules that help us describe, exchange, and interpret data consistently. They're like the grammar rules we all agree on to make sense of language. Let's take a look at a few key metadata standards. First up, we have the Dublin Core. This is a small and mighty set of vocabulary terms used to describe digital resources. It's versatile and can describe a variety of digital materials, from images to music files, web pages, and even physical entities like books or paintings. By adhering to the Dublin Core, we ensure that digital resources are described in a consistent, structured, and meaningful way. Next, there's ISO 19115. This standard is specifically designed for describing geographic information and services. It's all about location, location, location. Think of a map detailing the coordinates of a hidden treasure. Without a standard way to read the map, the treasure could easily be lost. ISO 19115 helps us avoid such mishaps in the world of geographic data. And then we have the Learning Object Metadata, or LOM for short. This standard is all about describing educational resources. It's like a teacher's guide to the digital world, providing information about the content, instructional design, educational level, and so forth. With LOM, educators and learners can easily find and use the right educational resources. These standards enable interoperability, which is a fancy way of saying they allow different systems to work together effectively. By adhering to the same rules, different systems, applications, and even people can understand and use the data. It's like everyone speaking the same language, making communication smooth and efficient. Furthermore, these standards ensure consistency in metadata creation. With everyone following the same rules, we avoid the chaos of everyone doing their own thing. It's like everyone agreeing to drive on the same side of the road, ensuring smooth traffic flow and avoiding collisions. So there you have it. Metadata standards ensure we're all speaking the same language when it comes to our data. So we've dived into the world of metadata today. We've unraveled the definition of metadata. It's simply data about data. We've touched on its importance, how it offers context, aids in data discovery, and supports efficient data management. We've also explored some standards like Dublin Core and ISO. Next time you come across the term metadata, you'll know exactly what it means and why it matters. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of data.